Welcome to StartUp Health TV, where we celebrate the entrepreneurs and innovators who are transforming health. I'm Logan Plaster with my guest, Kaitlin Christine, CEO and founder of Gabbi. Kaitlin, always good to see you.
Logan, it's always so fun to do this every year.
Yeah, it's been great to see your journey. You guys have been growing rapidly. You are helping women understand their risk of breast cancer earlier. Exciting new developments. So tell me where Gabbi stands in 2023.
So this year we went to market selling to employers, and we were able to get 4 paid contracts with some large employers, including 2 which launched this month for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, Core Power Yoga, which has over 500 studios across the United States, as well as Masterclass.
Interesting. Those seem like unique sort of avenues for going to market. Why go through fitness studios?
Well, when you think about it, they care about health.
Yeah.
So do we. Their workforce is also 80% female.
Okay.
So I'd probably lean in on that is really what impacted them. They realized that the cost of breast cancer is really expensive to the livelihood of their employees, to the people who are coming to their studios, and the cost is also expensive from a financial standpoint to the health plan, to the employer, and to their employees.
Well, it's an innovative go-to-market strategy. For the patient, what's the journey like? How do they use the product?
So in addition to launching to employers, we also launched direct-to-consumer just this month.
Oh, wow.
In honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Yes, we've been very busy. So now, instead of the experience with Gabbi being gated, any woman can go to Gabbi.com and learn her risk of breast cancer.
Gabbi.
Gabbi.com. Can go to Gabbi.com, learn her risk of breast cancer, receive a personalized care plan, and be connected with a Gabbi provider who can actually prescribe what's in your care plan. So we're able to now order your mammogram, breast MRI, genetic testing, review those results, and ultimately help expedite the time it takes for a consumer to get to the right care at the right time.
And what's the assessment process like, and what makes it special or unique?
So the Gabbi risk assessment, or GRAM, as we affectionately refer to it, it takes less than 2 minutes for a woman to complete, so it's incredibly quick. And along the way, really, we're providing you information that informs how you're completing it. So the example I always like to give is one of the questions that we ask is, how old were you when you first started your period?
Okay.
And when we did a lot of user testing, the first question that would come up as a woman was completing that was, why do you need to know this? So instead of her having that objection, we immediately surface tool tidbits that say, the reason we need to know this is because the earlier you started your period, the more it can increase your risk for breast cancer. Okay. So during that 2 minutes, a woman's completing the risk assessment, she's learning information, and at the end, she then learns what her lifetime risk of breast cancer is. Now, what makes the GRAM particularly unique is that we validated it on the world's largest and most diverse claims data set. So now we are the only risk assessment that can predict risk for women of all ages and all ethnicities with a far superior accuracy.
Interesting. Talk to me about the sort of macro challenges of an environment where women don't know their risk of breast cancer.
Well, from where I sit and in our experience, it all starts with knowing your risk. And I think my mom's story is a great example of this. She was getting annual mammograms, and it was a month after her annual mammogram in 2012 when she was diagnosed with breast cancer. The mammogram didn't pick up her breast cancer, and it never was going to because she had dense breast tissue, and so she should have been getting a different type of screening, like a breast MRI or a breast ultrasound. The only way she would have known that, though, is if she had her risk assessed. So had she been getting a breast MRI, it would have picked up her breast cancer earlier. So that's why it's so important for women to know their risk, because it absolutely determines when you should be getting screening. It could be earlier than 40, what type of screening you need to be getting, and how often you should be getting it.
Okay. Do you get to hear patient stories, people who have used your platform?
Yes, that's what brings you out of all the murk and the
fundraising,
right? The to-do list that you're always behind on, and being told no 1,000,008 times a day. That is what brings you out of that and goes, okay, yes, we are onto something. Yes, we are doing something that women want. Yes, we are doing something that women need. Well, my most recent favorite example was actually the first patient that we saw via telehealth.
Okay.
So she had been seeing a primary care provider for over 10 years, and then they retired.
Okay.
So the last 3 years had been a revolving door of providers that she'd been seeing kind of inconsistently for her regular well woman's exam. She found us because she was Googling breast health and new providers. She learned her risk with Gabbi, found out that she had an increased risk, which piqued her interest because none of her care providers had ever told her that she had anything other than an average risk. So she then scheduled a telehealth visit with a Gabbi clinician, at which she learned she should be getting breast MRIs and not breast mammograms, that she qualified for genetic testing. And so the Gabbi provider ordered her breast MRI, ordered genetic testing, and was able to schedule that breast MRI. The patient went and got her breast MRI and had genetic testing done, and the results received by the Gabbi provider within a week.
A week.
And so the Gabbi provider said, listen, I know this has all been virtual. You've been used to seeing a provider in person. Would you like us to find you a provider in person to help manage this continuity of care? And her response was, well, why would I do that when I could just see you?
Yeah.
And so it's things like that where just the experience that we provided makes her say, I don't need to go to someone in person. I'm just going to see you.
How does that 1 week compare to the old status quo?
Great question. Well, it's about 8.5 months shorter.
It's an impossible amount of time for something that could be life and death.
Yeah.
What are you excited about what's coming next?
I'm really excited about these partnerships that kicked off this month for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So on top of Core Power Yoga and Masterclass, who are kind of our two big marquee partners, we're also collaborating with 15 other women's health companies specifically to get this in front of their communities. So companies that are dealing with the vaginal microbiome, companies that are dealing with menstrual products, companies that are dealing with menopause. We're partnering with them to get Gabbi in front of their trusted community. And so that's really exciting. And then we're starting to expand state by state to other states where we can deliver care. So right now we're able to deliver care in 3 states. By November, we'll be at 4. And hoping to just continue accelerating that throughout 2024.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Kaitlin, it is always great to get an update from you. 3, 4, 5. Next time we talk, it's going to be a lot more states you're in. Your partnership strategy seems really savvy, really smart. These companies really care about the health of their female constituents, you know, and so it's exciting to see the help that you're providing. So keep up the great work.
Thank you, Logan. Always a pleasure.
All right, take care, Kaitlin.